Hi, folks. Yep, Max Whitehead right here, but this is a really different show. I've got Vaughan right beside me, as you can probably see. And what happens is there is a few other people in the room. So look at this, folks. These people are actually here watching the show as well. Yep, they're all here. And what Vaughan and I have done, we've gone right out on the limb and said they can have the final say. Brave, because Vaughan never lets me have the final say, so we'll just see if he lets that happen. Righto, Vaughan, what's the subject this time?
We're talking about some...
Move forward and talk to your mic.
We're talking about some pack of nut jobs that are camping on the front lawn of Parliament, something like that?
Righto, so I'll start off then. What wonderful people these are, because what they do is represent New Zealand. New Zealand's had a gutful and enough of being told what to do, and these people are representing quite a good proportion of New Zealanders saying, enough's enough, Jacinda, stop it. And what do you think they're nut jobs?
Oh, absolutely. I think that they've got their messaging all wrong. I don't know whether they're anti-vaxxers or they're just pissed off about the mandate. So I guess that, yeah, but you know what? Before I go on with dissing them, what I will say is that they are a bellwether to how disenfranchised people below the surface who haven't got the balls to say what they think. So to give them credit, they are turning up down there and they are complaining. So I'll give them that much. But hey, 120 of them got arrested. So if I had an army and 120 of my soldiers got arrested, I'd be a failure. So they've cocked that up.
So what do you reckon, Vaughan? I mean, honestly, these people are representing a huge proportion of New Zealand, and the Parliament doesn't seem to even recognise that these people are actually being suffering. And you think they're nut jobs or not? You say there is some merit in what they're doing.
I'm sure that one and two of them are quite okay, but you know the message that they're projecting is that they're not very organised at all. They made a mess of themselves. If I got dragged off by the hair in the nude by a cop, I think I'd screwed it up.
Well, agreed, there are some nut jobs in there, but what I'm saying is that they do represent quite a large proportion. But in your view, do you think that is a large proportion of people?
I think the sentiment of having a guts full of the vaccine mandate, and that is a large proportion. I think that the optics of this crowd is not exactly a representative of the large proportion. So if we were to sit in cafe, we've all had a guts full, right? No one really understands the traffic light system or stuff like that. So what this government has got is they've got a situation where they've lost the room. Right, and these are like a high-level optic that is not my crowd, not my food group, wouldn't want to be seen with them, but I get it that actually they are representative of how disenfranchised people are.
All right, so that's good. Well, you and I are virtually agreeing then. But
no, we're not.
But what we don't know is what proportion of New Zealanders are PO'd, pissed off.
All of us. I mean, there's going to be a change of government next year, and the reason why there's going to be a change of government is that this crowd don't know how to transition out of a COVID response. They don't know how to deal with the fact that the economy is creaking at the knees. They don't know how to have that kōrero. So that is their problem.
I would totally agree, but the polls say differently to what you are speculating on.
Yeah, but we're 18 months out from the next election. They haven't got enough gas in the tank to get there. They're going to run out of steam.
It's 2 years, 18 months to go. Long way.
Or 15 or whatever if they make it that far. Mark my words, put your money on Chris Luxon to be our Prime Minister by the end of next year.
Whoa!
Hard out.
Folks, the floor's open.
No-brainer.
Has anybody got a point of view on this?
Hey, over here!
Tiger, the camera doesn't pick you up. Same.
Mana kitanga.
Come and jump in here, bro. We've got to have you.
Get in the middle. You've got the talking stick. Come on.
No, that's it.
Oh, that's it.
So Max, your huge proportion really is only 6 or 7% of the population.
That's not true. That's not true.
Who are in the total anti-vax brigade? About 5 to 6% of most professions are the people who've said, "I'll quit my job before I have the vax." The other 95% might grumble. A percentage of them might grumble, but they'll have it to get on with life and for the common good, for what that's worth. So we need to reflect on, yes, everybody's grumpy about the rules and the government's failure to do so many things during this crisis and negotiate their way out of it. But it's a small percentage of people who are down there fighting and committing crimes outside Parliament.
So, folks, if you didn't hear that, can you just tell us what Ian just said?
So Ian just said that there's 5% of people who are anti-vax in general, and there could be another smaller proportion of people that are, or another proportion of people who are grumpy, and a large majority of people who are okay with stuff. But I don't think we are secure enough in our health system, in our justice system, in our social services, and our teaching staff to just go. 5% of the workforce can just go down, right? And that's the corner that the government has painted themselves into. Teachers and nurses and doctors and police people and firemen and firewomen are losing their jobs rather than protecting us, right? Like, it's fine. These people are going to Sure. Do you think we could lose 5% of nurses?
Not ideal, but in the end.
Do you think we could lose 5% of teachers
But in
and
the end,
police?
But in the end, Chris, 5% say they won't do it, but in the end, only 2 or 3% actually go through with the resignation and having to.
All right, I'll jump in there because this is all about Max and I, right? So 20% of the economy is creaking at the knees, 80% is fine. Trust me, you get out there, there's parts of our economy that are just cranking. But if you're in a business where you need people, or if cash flow is an issue, you're in trouble, right? There is real trouble out there. This government doesn't know how to talk about that, and they will keep focusing on the COVID response because that's the part they don't know how to talk about. On the other side, and I'm not talking about the left or right politics, Chris Luxon knows how to have that discussion. Whether he's got the answers or not, I don't know, because there's a hell of a lot of dead wood in that party that he's got to take care of. But with 18 months to the next election, I think he's got time to actually make the moves that need to be made. And so, like I call it, there's going to be a change of government. That's all there is to it.
I would certainly agree with that. I think there will be a change of government and probably, we got 18 months to go. But right now, I think that there's still a huge proportion of New Zealanders are actually supporting this government. And that's done by the latest poll.
Yeah, but, their numbers coming up. I mean, you're outnumbered in the room, but Jacinda has a huge woman following. And it's going to take a while for that penny to drop, that it's just not about sexy optics. It's got the substance, the content, what's going on there, and they're running out of ideas. They really have. These last couple of weeks have been a bad couple of weeks for the government. No one with common sense would be looking at it and say, I'm confident about where we're going as far as the economy is concerned.
Very true.
I think the penny will drop faster because people who run households are seeing their budgets tighten and really hard decisions have got to be made about what they go out and buy.
Yeah.
And if we look at some of Labor's key demographics, some of those households are run by women who have a very tight handle on how their budgets work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that minority or that section of their vote could swing much faster.
Yeah, and on that, Max, and this is one of the things that Chris Luxon's going to struggle with. Most of the people that come out and saying stuff don't look right? We're middle-aged, older we're men, and we're just so uncool. We're dinosaurs. People don't want to listen to that now, and that's why this government, the current government, kind of looks right, but you've still got to do the work, the mahi. The rubber's got to hit the road, and it's not hitting the road. And so it's too many broken promises, and that's going to cost them.
I totally agree. All right, let's wind this up.
No, I want to keep going. I'm not finished.
Mate, we'll be here forever knowing you, but does anybody else want a final comment? Going once, twice? Vaughan?
No.
I know. Cheers. Thanks for everybody for contributing. And next Friday we'll do the same, shall we?
I'll come pre-lubricated next time.